Welcome back. Still is health and wellness on Super FM 92.7, and we are taking a dive into a conversation on adequate diet, adequate diet and its benefits for you at different ages, and what you should eat, how you should eat, in what portions you should eat. We've talked about portion control, we've talked about diet, we've talked about balanced diet, how adequate diet is different from balanced diet. The fact that balanced diet just says, oh, these are the classes of food that you must have on a meal, and then the adequate diet is, these are the classes of food, but in this portion, and depending on your health concerns or how your body reacts to certain things. So there are a lot of conversations that are tied into what we're discussing, and of course I'm sitting here with a clinical dietitian who is Oladuni Isiaka. She's here, of course, enlightening us on some of these conversations. Now we're about to move into a particular thing that I heard a long time ago, that if you eat a heavy meal or maybe a late dinner, that when you wake up the next morning you'll be having body pains, and because you ate a late deal. Could you explain or maybe confirm or debunk this myth for us?
All right. So, because diet is individualized,
okay,
so you need to pay attention to your body.
Okay.
So the fact that you eat the swallow in the night and it doesn't go well with your body doesn't mean that it happens like that to everybody.
Yeah.
So when you know it doesn't, your body does not tolerate it, then you go for light food in the night. So it's not generalized, so you can take it if it's night that you have time to prepare and that is what you like, then you can just make sure that the quantity is being controlled.
Yeah. So quantity and quality are two things that you must ensure when you're talking adequate diet. So now let's talk about the benefits of adequate diet. Let's talk about the benefits of adequate and balanced diet for children, for adults, for elderlies, and for everybody. Let's talk about why we should pay attention to the quantity, portions, and the quality.
Okay, for children, then there's something we call the first 1,000 days of life. So it starts from the period of pregnancy to the first 6 months up to 2 years of the child. So whatever proper growth and development of the baby,
child,
of the child while developing in the womb, and even a mother is not well, a pregnant woman is not well fed, it can lead to maternal malnutrition, or even the feature will not grow very well. It can lead to congenital issue after the child is being. Then it can also cause micronutrient deficiency like iron deficiency
and everything.
Anemia for mothers or the child. So it can lead to stunting. What we call stunting is protein energy malnutrition. It's one of it. So when the child, when the mother did not take enough protein or enough calorie. So for pregnant women, they need extra calorie actually, which we normally educate them when they come to antenatals and all those. So after birth, a child is expected to be exclusively breastfed. That's
for how long?
Immediately after birth to 6 months. So after 6 months, it is expected that there should be complementary food, which should be adequate in some important nutrients like protein, iron, zinc, vitamin A, calcium for bone, strong bone. So if these nutrients are not available, it can cause malnutrition.
So what foods can we find that's those natural nutrients. Feeds that we find those nutrients? Because those the truth nutrients. Is I don't think we want to start pumping our children full of vitamins or just things that are off the counter. I'm thinking there are some natural foods that are rich in these nutrients that you talked about.
For protein, we have egg, meat, milk is very important. Because we noticed
milk.
Yes, age-appropriate milk. Yes, thank you for that. So they need age-appropriate milk. Because we notice some mothers usually give their babies adult milk. And we usually discourage this because their digestive system is not well developed to process that. So their milk is produced in such a way that they can tolerate it. Then up to 2 years, they can also have fruits and vegetables like bananas, apple puree, carrot puree, instead of all these drinks
You don't have to mention them, but then of course there's a lot of things that people give their children.
So it's good to give natural fruit drink, homemade natural fruit.
So you can puree your carrots, you can puree your apples, your oranges.
Then you can juice it. You can juice those juicy ones. You can give it to them. You can give
watermelons and the likes.
And the like. So egg, meat. They have staples like potato, rice. You can make rice into puree.
Yeah.
And add fruit and vegetable and fish. Flake fish, remove the bone and all. It can be egg. So that is a complete meal, even without milk. But mind you, they need milk. And they still breastfeed up to 2 years. It's very important because some mothers, once they start introducing supplements, supplement is for those that have extra need. But if you are eating adequately, you don't need supplements. Everything you need is in our food naturally. If they are taking the right quantity, so we don't need supplement.
Okay, so I got into a lot of confusion, and we're about to wrap things up right now. Thank you so much, Oladuni, for coming in today. I got into a confusion at some point about 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years ago, where someone told me beans is no longer carbohydrate. It's no longer protein, and that it is now a carbohydrate. And I was like, but that's not what they taught me in primary school all those years ago. But could you speak on that a bit?
It's actually a plant protein. So we have plant-based protein and we have animal-based
protein.
So like egg, meat, chicken, and so plant protein, soybeans, our normal. Then there are also legumes, our normal beans, soya beans. They are all plant protein. So it's majorly carbohydrates. That is beans.
That's the brown beans.
Any beans
is carbohydrate.
Any piece that you see in the market. So it's majorly carbohydrate, but they have appreciable amount of protein, which is plant protein. So they are not of high biological, that they are not readily available to our body like the animal protein.
Okay.
But they are still protein. So when you are considering protein, it's good to combine the two. Take both plants and animal, but don't depend on plants alone.
Okay, so I want to say this: is there a way you would because we might have to do another episode of this to talk about this extensively. I hope we can probably do this again next week Thursday. But then I want to ask this: is there a quantity in which you would consume animal protein where it could be dangerous to your health?
That is, if you have any health challenge. Then when you are choosing protein too, we have lean. So it's good to go for lean protein. Those are the ones that don't have much fat.
Okay.
So like cow meat, there are some parts that are high in fat. So there are some parts that are lean.
Yeah.
So when you are selecting your protein, especially meat, so you go for the lean one, like your goat meat, chicken, skinless chicken.
Okay.
Turkey, egg. Egg is the most high biological value.
Okay, for protein.
For protein.
For animal protein.
You can take for animal protein, but you can take any of them. Just that you need to select the main one
that works for your body.
Then for the amount that you need is individually. So it's based on if the person have any health challenges or not.
Okay, thank you very much, Oladuni Isiaka, for coming in today. Well, it's been really very insightful, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, okay, so we want to ask questions. Maybe there's some things we didn't quite touch on and that they want to ask for. How can we reach you on social media or even WhatsApp or any of the social media platforms you're comfortable with?
Okay. WhatsApp.
Okay, so you could just do a quick drop of your number.
Drop my 081 672 26385.
You could do that again.
Okay, 081 672 26385.
Okay, thank you very, very much for reading and for coming into the studio today to have this conversation about adequate diet for people of all ages and the benefits of that. Of course, it has been really very insightful. I'm looking forward to doing this again next week, Thursday, hopefully.
All right, no problem.
Okay, so thank you so much to everyone who listened to Health and Wellness today. Well, next week, we will be revisiting this conversation of course, talking about your health, adequate diet,